Hello and welcome back, or welcome in if you're new here. If you haven't been around the channel for long, then there's something that you need to know about me. And that is that I am a very competitive person and I'm absolutely obsessed with Rocket League. I peaked at Champ 2 last season, and ever since I've touched the coveted Diamond rank, I've been just grinding and trying to get better. And I love games that rely on player skill. And I've been hooked on Rocket League for a long time. It's high pace, it has a high skill ceiling, it's team focused, and it's a competitive game that has always stuck with me. I'm also a longtime fan of football or soccer, depending on where you're from. I don't follow it as closely these days, but it's a game that's always held a place in my heart. So when I was offered a beta key to a new game described to me as Rocket League without the cars, so, you know, soccer, I had to check it out. The game is called Rematch, and it combines the structure of traditional football with the energy and pacing of an arcade-style arena sport game. So, Rocket League. You control your player in third person just like in FIFA's Volta mode, but every other player on the pitch is also a real person. It's a no-rules, fast-paced, high player skill experience that puts you right in the middle of the action. It's intense, it's vibrant, and it's got a ton of potential, from incredible goals to picture-perfect pass plays, and even last-second clutch saves. Rematch delivers the adrenaline rush that competitive players crave. The dynamic camera and tight arena design makes every moment feel impactful, whether you're scoring or playing as a support. Even the smaller moments, like the missed shots, awkward tackles, or accidental passes, feel engaging thanks to the dual directional controls and fast pacing. In this video, we'll be breaking down the pros and cons of Rematch, talk about what I'd love to see added in future updates, and explore why I think this game could be something truly special for fans of competitive team-based sport games. But before we dive in, a huge thank you to Embers from the live stream community for sending me over a beta key, and an even bigger shout out to Toes from the Discord for helping me bring this video together. Toes has officially joined the team as a co-editor, and thanks to her help, we'll be bringing you more consistent, higher quality content moving forward. And if you're looking for art, as she has been on the channel for a little bit over a year, working on the Mortal Online thumbnails, editing, or creative support, check her out. The link is in the description, or just join my Discord. But let's get into Rematch. Thank you to them. So let's kick off the video with talking about the things that are a con of Rematch, because honestly, there just isn't really many cons of this game. Most of the issues I've experienced don't come from the game itself, sort of, but it comes from like the players that these type of games attract. I used to play a game called Roller Champions. It's a 3v3 roller derby game that Ubisoft released, and the game didn't last long before it died, but honestly, the game was so much fun and unique. However, one of the biggest challenges in games like these is the classic main character. You know, the type of players who think that they're the hero, they're the MVP, and the only reason the team's winning is completely because of them. You know, and they always come complete with no microphone, or screaming the most broken garbage to ever touch your unfortunate ears. You'll find them ignoring passes, hogging the ball, and just refusing to rotate properly or communicate beyond screeching. This game is a lot like Rocket League's Ball Chasers, players who ignore strategy for the highlight reel, and in a team-based game, the best moments come from setups and clean passes and coordinated plays, but that's hard to pull off when one player thinks that they're playing solo. Another thing I'd like to chalk up on the cons list is the controls. Now, don't get me wrong, they're not bad, but they are a little awkward, especially if you're coming from games like FIFA. There's no full controller customization, and you can only choose from the preset loadouts that are provided and not remap individual buttons yet. And for FIFA veterans, this can be very jarring. For example, in Rematch, the trigger is your shoot button, X is your ground pass, and LB is your sprint or extra effort boost. But RB is also your modifier for advanced footwork and ball control. There's also a mechanic with tapping the A button, and that pushes the ball further from you, and right triggered also doubles as a hard lob, a clear button, and your shooting button. It's like learning to tie your shoes all over again with your elbows if you come from FIFA. Personally, my FIFA muscle memory keeps trying to take over, and it led to a lot of misplays early on, even though I haven't played the game since like 2020. It's a simple fix, right? Let players fully customize their controls. Why? That kind of flexibility would go a long way toward onboarding players coming from FIFA or other sport titles. Another thing I'd like to chalk up on the list, if you're keeping track, is the lack of ball cam or the limited field awareness that you're given. Another big thing missing right now is a ball lock camera system, similar to Rocket League's ball cam. In Rocket League, you can press one button to lock your camera onto the ball, making it easier to follow the play without manually adjusting your view. Adding this to Rematch would be huge, especially for defenders. Right now you have to manually swing around your camera using the right stick, which takes focus away from the play. Let's break it down. With ball cam on, you can track the ball and apply pressure more easily. With ball cam off, you can quickly reorientate yourself, spot teammates, find open lanes, or reposition defensively. It improves shadowing, which is a defensive strategy where you mirror the ball carrier's movement to block plays, and it enhances the field awareness, letting you make better decisions in real time while the play is happening, or even refocus on the play. Right now, Rematch does not offer this, and it's noticeable. It's very noticeable. Adding a simple toggle for ball cam, just like the Y or triangle button in Rocket League, would instantly improve the player experience. The last thing I'd like to talk about on the cons list is the passing and shooting learning curve. This point here is not really a con, but it's worth at least mentioning. The shooting and passing mechanics do take some time to master. To shoot, you aim with your right stick, then you use your left stick to apply the curve or spin of the ball. It's a layered mechanic that rewards skilled players, and honestly, it feels awesome when it finally clicks, but there is a learning curve to it. For example, your shoot button also doubles as a lob pass, and your pass direction is determined by your movement stick. So it can lead to mistakes like accidentally punting the ball into a wall or straight into defenders or putting it behind your teammate. So I wouldn't really call this a design flaw. It's a skill issue, and one that becomes easier with practice. But pairing that complexity with limited controller mapping and camera mechanics like the lack of ball cam, it does make it more difficult than it actually needs to be. If players could remap inputs to suit their playstyle or muscle memory, especially those of us coming from FIFA since 1996, it would make the transition into Rematch a whole lot smoother, and if they would put in that ball cam, it would help make Rocket League players come in a little bit smoother and more welcoming for everyone. So my final thoughts overall on the con section is while Rematch has a few mechanical limitations and a bit of a learning curve, most of the frustrations will more than likely be coming from other players on the pitch, or the lack of custom options, not the core gameplay itself. It's tight, it's a fast-paced game with a high skill ceiling, and the few things I've pointed out, they are totally fixable. And I feel like if the game developers would consider the feedback from their players, but ultimately make their own decisions, it will be fixable and we will slowly intertwine everyone's vision into one. Finally, let's get into the good stuff, because honestly, Rematch has a lot going for it. The first thing I immediately stands out is the art style. It's vibrant, it's bold, and it screams personality. From goal explosions and celebration animations to the dynamic arena background that just morphs into crowds or other wild transitions, it's just visually, honestly exciting. I honestly can't wait to see how far they take this in future updates. Imagine custom score celebrations, or unlockable explosions, or music tracks that are tied into your goals, like let me style on someone and then hit them with a beat drop. There's real potential here to let players inject their own personality into the game. But speaking of player personality, yes, the game already has a cash shop and battle pass placeholder. Look, I get it. It's a $30 game with a shop and a battle pass. Welcome to modern gaming. But here's the thing. If they go the route of meaningful cosmetics, unique outfits, or licensed collabs with brands like Puma, Adidas, or Nike, then that actually opens doors for them, and I can't really blame them for adapting a thing that's just unfortunately acceptable across multiple games. But let's just cross our fingers and pray that they never sell to Epic and Epic never takes this game into the Fortnite route. We will sign petitions and we will fucking riot about it. What I think they should do is throw in rare items like Rocket League used to have. Then you would have more than a vanity store, you will bring actual value. This could even spark a trading community like we've seen in Rocket League, where some cosmetics have real tangible worth. So yeah, while cash shops are often frowned upon, this one has the potential to offer genuine depth if it's handled right, correctly, and responsibly. But let's loop back to something that I touched on earlier, the controls. While I mentioned that they're not perfect, I have to give credit where it's due. The shooting and ball handling mechanics are genuinely interesting and unique. They demand skill, creativity, and precision. You're not just pressing a button like in FIFA, you're actively curving the ball, planning your movement, and adapting on the fly. And because the game ditches traditional soccer rules like offsides, out of bounds, or card penalties, it creates a totally different and more dynamic playing experience. This kind of freedom fosters an open skill gap where mastering movement and ball control leads to unique playstyles, evolving metas, and coordinated team strategies that you just don't get in traditional football games. Another major win is how the devs are handling training and practice tools. From day one, you have access to a tutorial, a open field mode, and multiple training mini-games. These include obstacle courses for dribbling, shooting drills for improved aim and reaction time, and even goalkeeping challenges to keep your reflexes sharp. If we compare this to Rocket League, which, don't get me wrong, is still fantastic, it has barely touched its base training system in years. Most advanced training tools in Rocket League now come from the modding community, not the development. Shout out to Lethamir, who's practically carried the custom content scene on his back for God knows how long, but thank God you're with us. Meanwhile, Rocket League devs gave us a new sound effect when you hit the post. Oh, and you can see teammate boost meters, finally, which, to be fair, is useful, but doesn't quite match the avalanche of cash shop items and Fortnite collabs and the removing of trading and seasonal skins that we've been swimming in for years. So what do I think about Rematch? What's the conclusion to all this? I think this game has incredible potential. It's a fresh take on the sports genre with its arcade-style gameplay, over-the-shoulder perspective, and the way it blends in skill-based movement with flashy, personality-driven designs. It doesn't try to be Rocket League, and it doesn't try to be FIFA. It's something new, and it's very exciting to play. I really think Rocket League, and even FIFA for the matter, should be keeping an eye on this game. It doesn't have big brand support. The concept is simple, it's fast, it's fun, people are excited and engaged while playing it match after match. The replay value is there. Is it perfect? No. There's still tweaks that need to be made with their mechanics, and I was playing the beta test, so I didn't really even comment on that or their servers. They got some wonky controls and a few features that they need to add, like ball cam or custom button mapping and the continued polish and matchmaking and team play experience, but the foundation is there. It isn't a game trying to copy something else, it's carving its own identity. And more importantly, the devs seem to actually care. Training tools are already in place, the game loop is satisfying, and the skill ceiling is high. This is the kind of game that, if guided by the community feedback and not listened to every little hate comment or praise comment, but by making their own choices, it could absolutely blow up. I'm genuinely excited to see what they do with this game, whether it's a new game modes or deeper customization or more in-depth player mechanics. There's room to grow, and the groundwork's already there. If you've been looking for a high-energy or team-focused sports meets arena rules type of game with tons of replay value, Rematch might be worth your time. Whether you're a Rocket League veteran or a FIFA diehard or just someone who wants to eat a soccer ball across the pitch, this could be your next obsession, and it's quickly becoming mine. But again, big shout out to Embers for the beta key and to Toes for helping me bring this video to life. If you enjoy the video, do the usual YouTube things, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more of my content. I live stream every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday right here on YouTube, and I post videos when I can. Drop a comment below, tell me if you think what you think of Rematch, or are you hyped for it or not really? But as always, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Hopefully, I see you on the pitch June 19th.